Hey friends, Mark Holmes here for my buddy Cowboy Jobu, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report because without you guys, this just wouldn't work. And it's been, as always, a busy, busy day in the NFL. Um, you literally can't sleep on the NFL because there's always stuff happening. I wake up this morning, we've got the whole uh, NFL Network suspends, Marshall Falk and Donovan McNabb, Eric Davis, Heath Evans, and Ike Taylor um, for sexual harassment or whatever they're working it all out cases out there, and that's kind of the thing that's going on. And I got to tell you, I'm mystified. I'm mystified how these guys who are in the position that they are, Marshall Falk, you got a Super Bowl ring. Everybody knows you. You got money. You got a great career and stuff. The fact that you would have to do something allegedly for women, I just don't understand. I just can't fathom that. When you think about what happened with Darren Sharper, it's like that dude had it all. New Orleans, Super Bowl ring, job. He was the pick magnet. You're telling me that guy had to drug women? If he has to drug women to get women, there's no hope for people like me and the average everyday guy. I just don't understand it. But one thing I always try to do in my life is believe that when you do good, good things happen. I believe in karma, do the right thing. Look out for other people when you can. But I wonder, when I look at the list of these guys, um, they all have one thing in common. They all, without a doubt, are huge Dallas Cowboy haters. I mean, we know how Heath Evans is. Heath Evans, of course, is always talking about, when I was in New Orleans and, of course, playing behind Tom Brady, and my Super Bowl rings, and the Dallas Cowboys suck. Eric Davis, who Dak Prescott can throw a touchdown pass, and he'd say he's leaving yards on the field.
Who said Tom Brady?
Yeah, he was a fullback on the team, so he was behind Tom Brady.
Tom Brady was not in New Orleans.
No, well, also he played for New England too. Thank you very much, Michael. He played, got a Super Bowl ring in New Orleans, and then he also played in New England behind Tom Brady as a fullback. Ike Taylor, another one. Dallas Cowboy hater. And we know Mr. McNugget, Mr. I tossed my cookies in the Super Bowl, maybe that's one reason why you guys don't have a ring, is famously been on First Take, hamming it up with the other hams over there that I hate the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I'm not saying that that had anything to do with it, but maybe it's revenge of Jerry Jones out there, making him sleep with the fish, so to speak. But anyway, we have the owners' meetings that are going on. Started today. They're going for the next couple of days and stuff. And Jerry Jones has brought up a valid point because he doesn't like the Eagles, but he hates to see things like happen to Carson Wentz, knee injuries, injuries in general. Because in the end, the product on the field is only as good as the players that are out there. And when you see teams lose great players, like the Redskins are going to Walmart right now signing guys to get on their team. Teams are losing their starting quarterbacks left and right, and it's hard enough to get a good starting quarterback to begin with. And so Jerry's like, they got to come up with something to help with these knees and things. And I remember back in the Stone Age when I played at JMU, offensive defensive linemen, we had to wear these knee braces, which basically were these heavy hinged plastic pieces that strapped on your legs. They worked pretty good as far as when you take lateral hits to a point. But I remember Lincoln Woods wearing one, our tight end, and getting hit in it, and it broke the knee support as well as he ruptured his whole knee, never played again. But the problem with this is your knee is not like any other joint in the world. You think that your knee just goes front and back, but it also has some side to side mobility. And the problem is you have ligaments that are going, your ACL is going one way, your MCL is going the other way, and they're locking and holding the bones, and you got the tendon that's in there, like the patella tendon that's holding your kneecap. And in order to be able to cut, there's some side to side motion that goes there as well. So when you start wearing a knee brace, the problem is the knee brace is going to be straight and forward, where your knee kind of does a little of this as well as back and forth as well. So it's difficult. And for me, like I told you guys, I don't have an ACL. I tore it in high school. The technology wasn't there to rebuild it with the scope, and at that time, you didn't want to get the big cut across there. So I have actually a custom build brace from Commonwealth Orthopedics that they actually work on the Redskins, and Lord knows they get plenty of work on there. And this thing actually does a really good job of taking some of the load off my knee when it really bothers me. But I don't wear it that often because it's kind of cumbersome. You see the size of it. It's a couple of pounds of weight, and literally there is no side to side give on it. So when you start thinking about how do you protect the knees, it's kind of hard. You get a man who's 300 pounds running a 4.740 going at full speed and having to cut, something's got to give. But I hope they work on that and figure out a way, because knee injuries are awesome. But even worse than that are concussions. I know what I know now, I didn't know when I played football. And I've had several concussions. I've had concussions in practice, and I'm right back out in practice. I remember times where I got hit, and I remember the coach standing over me, because we always joke about the blue dot hit or seeing stars. And I literally saw stars. When I shook my head, I could literally feel my brain not moving with the rest of my head. And the sensitivity to light, the migraine headache, it's a real thing. So you're seeing some innovation with the 0G helmet, which is like a soft shell. The NFL needs to do more with this stuff. There's a report out today about Larry Johnson. Larry Johnson, an incredible running back for Kansas City. He's 38 years old. He's having CTE type symptoms at 38. He says he can't remember 2 seasons that he played, that he's had suicidal thoughts. We don't, as fans, think of players as people like you and me. We don't think about the fact that they hurt. And when we see what these guys do literally.
What's that dude that was on the radio?
I'm sorry, Michael's.
That had the concussions that want to come back.
Yeah, it was one. His thing was more than concussions. He was just okay. We'll talk about him another time. Sue Cravens. It wasn't just about he faked the concussion part of it. He just didn't want to play. We'll get into that later. But anyway, Michael's breaking my train of thought. But when you think about a guy who's 38 years old having suicidal thoughts and can't remember 2 seasons that he played, there's a problem, and it's a problem that the NFL is going to have to work really hard on, because I love football. I think it's the greatest sport in the world. Football, I can relate to things that I learned playing football into my life. And I would hate to see that go away. So that's my thoughts there, guys, for the night. My back's kind of killing me, so I'm going to go take some pain pills, and I'm going to carry my behind to bed and hopefully see if I can get a couple hours sleep before I have to get up again and kind of move around and stretch it. But those are my thoughts, and I hope that this isn't a downer, but it's what's kind of going on with football and things, and it's sad to me because I see a lot of players later on in life, and sometimes it's not good. But as always, friends, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report, because without you guys, this just wouldn't be possible. And I will see you